Declan, I'm just losing you a little bit to the edge there.
I'm
And
going, I'm going out there.
and also this is a good point to just mention that this is not a split screen. I haven't hogged the whole screen for me. You guys are in the same room.
Yeah, yeah. It may look like there's a line. There's a line down behind us.
That
And there's
line
the
is
line.
perfectly split. All right, welcome to another episode of Talking Metaverse with me, Tan. I'm now joined by Declan and Theo, all the way from down under. Where are you guys right now?
Sydney. We're from Sydney, Australia.
First of all, how common is the term VPS today?
It's certainly not as common as, say, augmented reality or AR is, but that's something we hope to change. The people need to sort of figure out the differences and what the uses are between the terms VPS and augmented reality are. Certainly, VPS is another form of augmented reality, but it's a lot more specific and can be used in a lot of different other ways that sort of can be used.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into it. So VPS, visual positioning system, is that correct?
Yes. So that's all based on camera data, like physically with your camera. It's figuring out what it's seeing on your device and tracking to that exactly. So say a building is something you'd scan, and it would track that with the image on your phone to display any sort of content that you need, maybe a game or maybe even some kind of advertising or some kind of exciting experience.
Anything to add, Declan?
No, we're just really excited to use VPS for not only gaming but all sorts of interesting industries. I think that the most exciting things that I've seen recently using VPS is actually some of the industrial use cases, like being able to see BIM data being displayed in real time, where we have pipes and networking and all sorts of cool infrastructure being visualized in the building. Very interested to see where this goes, and hopefully augmented reality glasses will let us get to this future where we can see all sorts of interesting information. I think it's a matter of when. It's a matter of when, yes.
Yeah. Absolutely, agree. I still want to establish the foundation, VPS. So would it be, for me to understand something, I think it always helps to understand what the thing that it's not. So VPS in comparison to the thing that it's not, would it be fair to say something like GPS? It's a different way of doing GPS. Like, do you want to?
Yes, using GPS systems is based on satellites and triangulating your position. So that is sort of similar in that it's localizing where you are within a space. The main thing with GPS is the accuracy, especially on the GPS within our phones, is within a few meters. Using things like immersive, we can get down to a few centimeters, the accuracy of where someone is located at a particular point. One of the examples that we used it for, where we saw this precision, is we scanned Central train station in Sydney and were able to wayfind to different points within the building. If we used GPS, the inaccuracy wouldn't know exactly where we are in the building. We would probably find that it may say we're almost on the other side of the building, even if we're actually over near the bathroom in some other corner.
It would have no idea if you're on platform 1 or if you're at platform 10, for instance.
So I think that's the biggest advantage of VPS, is that we can position things quite accurately. And that's, for the most part, that ultimately is why we're very excited about it. Yes, because with GPS, potentially you could locate an AR experience in sort of a range or somewhere around a certain location that you might visit. But with VPS technology, we can actually place it in a very specific location. I think that's where we've those things come together quite well.
Yeah. Awesome. I think that's a good way to explain it. I think we've all experienced using GPS on our phones, and you're far away from where you actually are on the map, and then
Yes.
it takes a
You
while
you
to.
see the recentering, or you see that
Yes.
blue dot, and the way that they sort of they show this in UX is they put like another circle around the tiny little blue dot, and it says location accuracy low. Like it doesn't know where you
Yes.
are within that range.
You could be anywhere within this big circle.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. There is more precision. And going back to that GPS a little bit, there is more precision GPS, but it doesn't exist in phones. It's essentially more military, used for military purposes.
Yes.
So not something that we'll see quite yet in our phones, and even that wouldn't let you find navigation indoors. I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing. And just to
Going off
finish,
that,
sorry.
going off that, you're not reliant on having reception for
No.
GPS for this to work either. It can
Great
work
point.
totally
Yes.
within your phone.
Yes.
You don't need reception.
You don't need cellular connection.
Yes.
That's what we experienced in our train station. We were not connected to Wi-Fi, and the mobile reception inside the building is not great, but the VPS, it still works, and that's really cool as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. And just to finish that off, just to recap, so GPS, global positioning system, VPS, visual positioning system. So it doesn't rely on the satellites. It figures out where you are by visuals.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Definitely.
All right. So now
we're
sorry.
Oh no, we're just really excited to see all of this coming together. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And we are too here. So yeah, it's an exciting time. And like Theo said, it's a matter of when.
Oh, glasses are going to be mainstream at some point, and going to utilize more of this technology. The main thing that we've seen in the glasses that we've experimented with is the field of view. That's getting better, and as soon as we're getting really wide field of view and very bright augmented reality glasses, they're gonna do so much. There's so many things that we can do.
Eventually, we won't have phones in our pockets. Probably most people won't have phones. I think.
Oh, we definitely think so.
Oh, definitely.
We think that XR, like AR devices, will be the reason why people don't have phones at some point.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the past, humanity has always, whenever there's a thing to hold, we want to get rid of it because we don't want to be holding things. So right now we have to physically hold this thing. So we're going to figure out a way to integrate it without holding it.
Yeah,
it's really exciting.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Like you'll be able to see even your content at much larger scales. You're not limited to the confines of a small screen. The future of AR, I think, is very bright, and very excited by that.
Okay, well, on that note, let's talk about use cases, because you mentioned industrial before. So first, could we categorize into two, if we want to make two bigger general categories, would it be businesses and consumers? Would that be the base two?
No, I think that's essentially it. And as you described it, it's the business, these business uses are more maybe industrial purposes, and the consumer uses are probably mostly for entertainment at the moment. They're probably the most valuable experiences for a consumer.
Yeah, like playing a game on a building, for instance, that's a lot more of a consumer use. It brings value through being really entertaining, a lot of fun.
What do you think about educational benefits?
We talk a lot about education.
We're talking about this today as well.
And AR, and in the terms of AR and VPS, I think that there's going to be lots of interesting historical education, and it would be really great to be able to see buildings or locations as what they looked like in the past,
as
in their exact location.
Yes.
So we think that the historical element is really cool. Also, potentially museums, and seeing some of the AR content within museums in a very interactive way is what we believe is part of immersive education. Not looking at something necessarily on a flat book, being able to see things in 3D space. I think you really get an understanding of it, like a dinosaur or something that we can't really comprehend.
Being interactive just brings it to the next level of understanding especially if you're engaging in that sort of learning. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about Graviton, your company? How long have you been going, and generally, how do you describe what the company does?
Sure. Yeah. So we have existed now for about 2 years as a company.
It's gone fast.
That's really gone by, and we've been really exploring augmented reality and virtual reality. They're the things that we're most passionate about, and we want to use these for both education and entertainment. So building educational experiences in both augmented reality and virtual reality, and then being able to make video games for AR and VR. That's the main things that we're focused on.
Yeah.
We are very, very much believers of where augmented reality and virtual reality will play a key role in how we interact with technology. I think, yes.
And we want it to be engaging and as fun as possible. That's the whole point of using these technologies to do things better than the way things have been done traditionally. You can definitely learn and absorb information a lot more easily when it's exciting and presented in this way that you don't really feel like you're learning, for instance. And that's what we're all about here, making things as cool as possible.
Yeah,
we like to make cool things. That's really how we started. So
yeah, so we think things that are traditionally not that exciting, like some sort of e-learning or some sort of educational content, can be made really exciting and really engaging. Immersive technologies give someone a reason why they will remember what they were learning. I think visual learning is one of the biggest reasons why these technologies will definitely have a very large impact on the way that people learn in the future.
Yeah, so obviously you two are both strong proponents and professionals in the field. I want to ask you what's the experience like in the market? Do you find that people is there a challenge for you to explain this to people, or do you think potential customers already understand the benefits, something else is holding them back? Like, what is the limiting factor?
It's a very interesting question. Yes, a lot of people still need a little bit of explanation, especially when it comes to the differences of VPS, but also some people really don't know what the difference is between VR and augmented reality. Two, you might think, quite different technologies, but I think that's where, teaching people about this sort of thing, on educating people on the differences, is really important. That's also something we're trying to do. Yes.
Yeah, I think that currently people have seen some examples of both AR and VR, but these terms, they may not know what it is. And we think that through people experiencing VR and AR content, hopefully they will get a better understanding of how the power, like what the immersive nature of these technologies are.
Currently, people might just think AR is Pokemon Go. That's definitely the example people go to. If you try to explain augmented reality to someone who has no idea really, you go, oh yeah, like Pokemon Go, and they go, yes, of course.
One of the most successful and widely used was Pokemon Go.
Yes.
Was Pokemon Go.
We'd like it so that it becomes more than just Pokemon Go, more than just a game, where you can use it in useful ways, transformative ways, ways that better your life, make your life easier to go by and do things.
Like we were just talking about, one of the iPhone apps that we really like is just the ruler application, and being able to measure things in AR by just pointing across a surface. It's very simple.
People might not realize that's AR.
Yeah, people might not
Simple
look
as
at
that. The ruler app on your iPhone is augmented reality. It's so simple you don't really think about it, and people might not know the name augmented reality or AR, but they certainly use it sometimes.
Yeah, some of these things are already being used.
Yes.
And they can be used to inform purchases. You can see things in your room before you even buy them, and I think that's another interesting thing. There's endless uses of AR. I think that a lot of people just haven't seen where the technology is going yet, I think.
Yeah, that's a really good point. People using the ruler without realizing it's AR.
Is AR, yeah.
Because if we would define AR simply as a digital layer on top of the physical world, I think people, once they instinctively start just looking at the physical world and then imagining some kind of digital asset on top of it. And I don't think people do that so often yet. But once they start instinctively thinking about that, like I can put a digital thing, something that doesn't physically exist.
It doesn't physically exist, yeah.
If I can imagine that, if I can place that and manipulate that.
Yeah. Once you do think about it, it's quite natural in the sense that it's exactly how we think about placing a painting, placing something on our wall already. It's just using, how can we use the technology to do something useful with placing a painting on the wall, or doing something where we want to learn how do we assemble this thing. We can document things in AR. Yeah, I think it's just about thinking of it in a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because right now we're very comfortable just moving things around in the digital space. You know, kids instinctively will just move things in the digital space, but we haven't learned to bring them together yet. We don't, it sounds too good to be true. Like I can just manipulate anything in the physical world. Wow.
That sounds great. That sounds crazy. But that is what we're doing with AR. But yeah, that doesn't sound like a real thing yet. But it is already becoming more and more real. And that's what if going back to VPS technology, it's allowing us to place things on real buildings, in real
specific
spaces.
places, specific buildings.
Yeah.
And that stay there when you come back.
They stay there, persistent, having things that are persistent, and then someone else can come back and they can try something and try it out. I think we're starting to maybe see more of these immersive experiences where things are being positioned. We were very excited about how Gorillas was posting AR concert and seeing people interacting with digital content.
The band, not the animal.
Not the animal. The band Gorilla. Seeing people interact in that way is interesting. Like it could be, you can have a concert in AR and you can have digital characters. That's really cool.
Awesome. Declan, I'm just losing you a little bit to the edge there.
I'm going out there.
And also, this is a good point to just mention that this is not a split screen. I haven't hogged the whole screen for me. You guys are in the same room.
Yeah, it may look like there's a line down behind us.
That line is perfectly split.
Look, I can go into the other world.
I'm in the metaverse. Check it out.
Yay. On that subject, can I ask you a question we ask all our guests? Yep. Is it possible to define the metaverse in one sentence?
That's a very interesting topical.
We've been talking about this.
Have you?
We think that the terminology metaverse might be incredible, like too broad, and maybe it's too encompassing of everything.
It's trying to bring everything into it, and people are trying to combine lots of different words and lots of different technologies.
There's a lot of buzz around that
into the metaverse.
I think with specificity, being more specific, we'd be more easily able to define.
I think digital, I think that like at the most basic terms, and I think this is what it was being described before a lot of people started using the word, is like just digital worlds where we can go and be and move around and interact with people. I think this is what a metaverse has been used for as a word for a lot longer than people have been talking about it recently.
Absolutely.
And I think that's going back to what maybe metaverse is.
Yeah.
Not every
new
technology has to be part of the metaverse, I think.
Yes. A lot of new technologies sort of get tacked on to that original thing. People might consider Web3 technologies as a whole to be metaverse, and I don't think necessarily. It depends on what that technology is being used for, possibly. But people like to just throw everything all into this one umbrella. I think it does the content a disservice for it to be all thrown in one.
Cool. All right. So just to finish off, can you tell me what are you thinking about most with Graviton in the next 6 months, a year? Like what's at the top of your mind? What are you excited about?
There's probably a few things that
big experiences
yes
that you can achieve with VPS technology, visual positioning technology. Things like games really excite us. That's what got us into the space originally.
yes
Just making games, right?
yes
You know, things that are fun. That and providing value to companies and their brands.
Well, I think the most exciting thing that one of the most exciting things we were playing around with recently was using these VPS experiences in a web browser on a device. Because combining immersive with web technologies was allowing us to bring these games and these experiences without someone having to download an app. Because what we initially found, I think, is with a lot of these VPS-based things, unless it was like a navigation app or it is some sort of very specific game, most of the time people are reluctant to download something onto their phone because it's yet another thing.
Another app I'm going to download and delete.
So we do really think that WebAR using VPS technologies is going to play a part of where we want to be doing things in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Boom. WebAR plus VPS. Great point. Great point.
It's very
I think
exciting.
that's going to be revolutionary.
Being able to play games or being able to see things in WebAR, I think is what will allow content to be experienced on more devices. So even at some point, a lot of these glasses and mixed reality headsets already have web browsers, and hopefully we'll be able to get more of these content onto all of these different devices.
Yeah, accessibility will just be through the roof when you're doing things through a browser. Yeah, way more people will see it.
And just to add one extra layer, through a browser, through headwear device, head-worn device.
It'll be a simple, and it's back to where we were talking about how things will be simple at some point. It's just clicking. I'm just clicking on this link and it takes you to this experience. Or it's I'm just going to play an AR game, and you click on this link and then you're playing this AR game. It's about making these experiences something that's bite-sized, something that's accessible, something that people don't need to have expensive hardware for. They've already got their phone and they can already play it. And I think that's what we're really excited about as well. Yeah.
Cool. Declan, Theo, I could do this all day, but I'm going to let you guys go. I know it's the end of the day for you.
Yes. We're gonna head back out. We're actually going to test an AR experience that we've been working on, and that will be the last thing we do for today.
Wow, awesome. I wish we could. Next time we got to do that. We're gonna do some kind of live call while you're in the field testing.
We could be at one of these buildings.
Could we? Okay, let's arrange that.
That would be a very interesting way of describing and talking about things in real time as we see it through a device.
Please.
The best way to show people stuff is to show them. Yeah, let them see it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, so it's like with the immersive technology, we can actually see the point, like the way that the point clouds are and things are on the phone. That'd be really interesting. We'd love to do that at some point.
All right, let's do that. Let's arrange that.